Hey guys, it's me, Herndo. I'm back, and I'm going to make you guys a tutorial video today on how to make baked cake donuts. And that's something that you can make at home. I just got a pan that has the little donut cavities in it. So I'm going to show you guys a basic recipe on how to make these little cake donuts. That way you don't have to worry about frying anything. They're going to be baked in the oven. And then that way, you can have donuts anytime you want. They're a little healthier because they're not fried, and they're very easy to make. And then you can do all different kinds of variations on these donuts if you really, really want to. So I'm going to show you guys how to put the batter together, and then we're going to bake them, and I'm going to show you guys some decorating ideas that I have for you. So let's get started making our donut batter. So I'm going to move things around over here so you can see. We've got our workspace going. All right, so what I've got here is my donut pan. Okay, it's just a little 6-cavity small donut pan, and I've sprayed it with some cooking spray. I really like Baker's Joy because it includes the spray and the flour, so nothing sticks, as opposed to having to spray it with some Pam or something like that, and then you have to put the flour on it, or you have to grease it with the shortening and then put flour on it. This stuff includes the flour and the baking spray, so it's really good. So I've just sprayed my pan. Even though this is kind of a non-stick pan anyway, I've gone ahead and sprayed it just to be on the safe side, because you just never know. So I've got that prepared. And then our recipe is very simple, because all we're going to do is we're going to take some cake flour, and this is cake flour, okay? It says there on the box, cake flour. And you want to make sure that you get cake flour, because if you don't get cake flour, it's going to be a little denser. You can always use all-purpose flour if you don't have cake flour. The only thing is you'll have to sift it really, really well. So make sure you sift it 3 or 4 times if you're going to use regular cake flour. Or if you're not going to use cake flour. If you're going to use cake flour, then you don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to take a cup of cake flour, and then even though it's already been really, really finely sifted, I'm going to go ahead and sift that together with our leavening ingredients, which is our baking powder and our salt. So our baking powder, we're going to use a teaspoon. So I've got baking powder here. So I'm going to use a teaspoon of that. And I'm going to use half a teaspoon of salt. And those are your leavening agents, because cake flour, just like all-purpose flour, does not include any leavening agents. And when I mean leavening agents, I mean that it doesn't have anything in it that will help the donuts to rise. So you have to add the leavening agents yourself. So to that, I'm also going to add just a teeny weeny bit of nutmeg. And that's just going to add a little bit of extra flavor. So I'm just going to add a pinch of nutmeg, maybe like 1/8 of a teaspoon, just a tiny little bit. All right. So you just sift that together, and then that way it kind of helps all of your ingredients incorporate evenly. So when you mix it up, they're already evenly dispersed within. All right. So I got that all sifted together. And then to this flour and our leavening agents, we're going to add some granulated sugar. We're going to add about 3/8 of a cup of granulated sugar, and this is a recipe to make 6 donuts. If you want to make more, you can always double the recipe. So I'm going to add the granulated sugar, and then I'm going to add a tablespoon of melted butter. You can just melt this in the microwave. Tablespoon of melted butter. I'm going to add 3/8 of a cup of buttermilk. And if you don't have buttermilk, you can use regular milk and just add some lemon juice to it. Add about a teaspoon of lemon juice to your regular milk, and then let it set. And then that way it'll curdle the milk for you, because that's all buttermilk is. It's just curdled milk. All right, so I've got my buttermilk. Add it in there. And then we're going to have 1 lightly beaten egg. I got my egg in there. And then that's pretty much it. And then you can add any kind of other flavorings that you want to. Again, we added nutmeg into our recipe, but you can add cinnamon, you can add any kind of other spices that you want to add. Pumpkin spice, apple pie spice would be awesome. I'm actually going to add a little bit of vanilla. I'm going to add about, half a teaspoon of vanilla to mine, just to give it a little extra flavor. You could also add in almond, orange, any kind of flavorings. Coconut would be really, really good if you wanted to do some coconut extract, and if you wanted to do some actual coconut flakes, that would be really good, and then you could put the coconut flakes on top. So all you're going to do is just combine your ingredients and then just mix them up into a bowl, like so, just until they're combined. You don't want to overmix your dough. So make sure you scrape down the sides of your bowl because you want to make sure everything gets incorporated here. Don't want to leave anything out. All right. And so when you mix it up, you have a nice little batter going here. And again, this is the time where you could add in pretty much anything you wanted to, any sort of flavorings. You could even add in chocolate chips or, toffee chips, peanut butter chips. You can do all kinds of really cool stuff with this basic batter. And this is what I like about it, is that it's so versatile that you can add in all kinds of different cool things. So we're just going to make these basic ones today, and then I'm going to decorate mine, and I'm going to show you some different ways that I am going to decorate mine and add some things as toppings as opposed to putting things in here. The other thing you can do is, if you want to add in a little bit of cocoa powder, you could add in a couple tablespoons of cocoa powder, and then just add in maybe a couple teaspoons more of your buttermilk, and then that way you can have chocolate donuts as well. So there are myriad things that you can do with this basic batter, which is what I like about it. So this is what your batter looks like. You can see it's pretty basic. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to fill up our donut cavities. We're just going to fill those about 2/3 full. So you don't want them to be super full, but you still want them to bake up pretty big and fill up the entire cavity. So I'm just going to fill these up. Just take a spoon. All right. So I put some batter in there, right? And then just kind of spread it around to where it's about 2/3 full. Okay, so that's what your batter's going to look like. And then what you're going to do, once you get your batter put into your cavities here, you're going to bake these bad boys at 425 in the oven, in a preheated oven at 425, and you're going to bake them for 7 to 9 minutes until the top of your donut kind of springs back when you touch it. And then once you've checked them, if the top is not done, if it doesn't spring back, then just bake it for another minute or two. And then you're going to let them cool for a few minutes. And then after that, you are ready to decorate your donuts. So I'm going to show you guys some decorating ideas that I have after I get my pretty little donuts baked. All right. So let me finish doing this, and then when we come back, I'll show you guys all the things to decorate with. Whee!